Hi there, this is a Beneteau Gran Turismo 40, or otherwise known as a GT40. Quite a unique layout for this type of cruiser. From the cockpit area to the accommodation that you can see here, it's a quite unique layout. So we're going to do a full walkthrough tour right here, right now at Stone Pier Marina down on the River Hamble. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. Hi there, I'm Jonathan Parker from Parker Owners Boat Sales, and we're here today to show you this 2016 Gran Turismo 40 from Beneteau. It was first commissioned though in 2018, so it wasn't actually used until 2018. But what I want to show you, it's quite an unusual style of boat if you're used to your Fairlines and your Princesses, and a very modern feeling boat as well. And of course it is modern, being a 2016 commissioned in 2018 boat. But let me just show you first of all, what I do quite like is actually the light up sign. I always appreciate a light up sign, and it's very smart. Obviously you'd have to keep the name if you want this, Mira, so it's a nice name as well, but it lights up this lovely bathing platform area. Now the bathing platform, this is not a hydraulic platform, it's a fixed platform. They do a hydraulic version, but this one does not have it. But as you can see, it's got this light teak with the white caulking, which actually lifts the boat, and it's quite complementary to the white of the GRP as well. But a nice expansive bathing platform as well. And you can have, if you wanted to put a boat on the back, you could have like a Hurley Davidson system on here if you wanted to as well, and you still have plenty of room to get around the boat. So a nice generous platform, very easy to get on and off. But what I want to do is just show you around to the front decks as well, if I can. So it's a nice easy walk round on here. You can step up to the side decks. Side decks is probably 1.5 feet width, and as we walk down, one of the things I like about this is, in fact, we've got a lovely bathing area, a sun lounging area, sorry, up the front. And I do particularly like the fact that the back does lift up, so you can have this upright position. And at the moment it's beautiful looking down the River Hamble. I can see all the way to the Isle of Wight from here, and it's like a small sun trap up here at the moment. And this is and of course we can put this down flat if you want to do sunbathing, but just being able to sit up here and have a drink and watch the world go by, it's a really nice place to be. As you go up the front, there's obviously a windlass, and access to that as well. And again, up here it's a very generous sort of walk around. It's nice and wide, there's a non-slip surfaces, and it's the same width access on the starboard side as the port. But as we walk down, notice of course this is a fully hardtop boat, so it's open at the moment, and you can see the expanse of the hardtop, so it's retracted all the way back, so you can get that open boat feel. And of course great visibility because of all the glass that's around the side. And I do like the contrasting black to the white as well. It does break up the white of a normal GRP boat. As you can see on the top, we've got a Simrad radar up on the top here, and that's part of the navigation suite, which we'll see you in a bit. But if you pop on board, we walk through into this very large generous cockpit area. And again, the light teak runs all the way through, all the way to the helm position, across the whole floor. But in addition to this very comfortable seating area, now actually what I like about this is this seat back, because you can actually lean back and it becomes almost like a chaise longue, because you can put your back, you can sit like that, which is very comfortable. Otherwise, you've got seating, let's move my shoes, for, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 7 adults around this table, plus 8, 9. So very comfortable for probably 10 adults. You can comfortably sit around this table, and more if you want to with a squeeze. The table of course is in its large opening section at the moment. We can fold it back, and it's into a smaller table, gives you a bit more room around, because you may want to do a bit of cooking out here. Because if I move this pot plant out the way, there is an electric grill under here and a sink with storage underneath. And now you can be part of the group still while you're cooking up some bacon in the morning, something like that, having a cup of coffee out here. It becomes a really nice experience out here. And of course, with the window open, all the fumes and everything just go straight out the roof. There are downlights in here as well, so of an evening there's a nice ambiance in here. And of course there are storage under certain sections around here. I think the gas bottle's under that seat, and there's storage for a life raft if you want to under here. And there'll be storage under there and in here as well. I'll show you the engine access. It's very easy if you do need to do your engine checks. Actually, if you go through that way, just turn these and we'll give it a quick lift up. And you can actually step down into the engine room because there's a step just there. And we step down in between the fuel tanks. So fuel tank access, and they're plastic tanks as well. Benefit of plastic tanks, they don't suffer with condensation like you do with metal tanks, and they're very robust, and they don't have any welds or anything, so they're very robust for many years. Good access to the pre-filters, so if you need to change any fuel filters, very good access, and access to everything on top of the fuel tanks. Some boats are quite compromised because the tanks are quite hidden either side of the engines, so it's very hard to get everything, but this is very easy. There's even inspection hatches on top of the fuel tanks as well, again to make life easier if you do have a contamination or something like that. But the engines are actually down under here, and just by looking you can see the bilges are lovely and clean, and the engines are D4 300s. So there's two of them. So I'll put the ignition on in a sec, we'll be able to have a look at what hours it's done. But again, quite a lot of room over the engines, and the calorifier on that side, and we've got a fire extinguisher fitted either side of the engine room, and batteries, as you can see, are fitted underneath there. So again, all very good access. You can get access all the way to the back, and there's even a shelf up on there if you want to store things as well down here. So very good engine access. I'm just going to pop back up and we'll make our way over to the helm position. Just put my trousers up, pop that back down. Once the damage is covered, thank you. And the helm position is actually fairly unique because it's a central one. And a lot of people, there are arguments for and against these, but I actually like the central position purely because when you look out, you get a much wider angle of vision. When you have a hardtop boat or anything, or a flybridge if you're driving downstairs, the pillars actually can be quite obtrusive, so they do have a bit of a blind spot, especially when you're going along. So if I was sat over here, I'd actually have quite a big blind spot with this pillar going forward. But as I'm in the centre, it widens it completely, so I get a perfect view out to the front. So having a central position makes a lot of sense. Twin engine, as you know, because we've seen them in the engine bay with a bow thruster. Great manoeuvrability. The stern drives and a bow thruster, they're actually, with the twin engines, are one of the easiest boats to handle. So they don't need benefits of joystick controls and things like that. You can get those options on these type of boats, but really you'll never have a problem parking this with stern drives and a bow thruster. They're one of the most manoeuvrable type of boats you can get. We have the Simrad chart plotter, so a nice 12-inch screen. It also has the engine instrumentation you can have up on here, because as you can see there are no sort of analog gauges, although you do have the Volvo Penta system here as well. So if you didn't want it on there, you can have your data come up onto here. The engines have only done 409 hours, so for a circa 6 years in commission, so well under 100 hours a year. And the chart plotter itself, we've got autopilot on here. We also have AIS on here as well as radar. We also have an audio connect system on here as well, which connects to the Fusion stereo system, which is also down in the downstairs, which we can show you. And of course, we got the whole array of automatic trim tabs from Volvo, as well as the engine start-stop buttons as well. So quite a nice, simple display. Quite a nice, simple display. Everything's in the right place and reachable as well. So all in all, it's quite a nice layout. There's room for two here to sit at the helm together. There's a bolster as well if you want to stand. There's also a step so you can put your feet up. So room to stand if you want a bit of extra visibility if you're manoeuvring. But also you get an additional passenger seat as well. This is quite nice. So you can actually have 3 passengers going in. And you know, if you're there and you've got a mate, it's actually nice that he has to sit over there, not too close to you. So I quite like that. And then we've got the VHF down here as well. Got cup holders, grab handles, everything you really need for travelling. Nice and easy. But of course, we also have quite a lot of accommodation. I do like the style of the door entrance into the GT40. It's actually nice and wide. It's a closing door, but also a sliding top to it as well. So this slides all the way across, and it's glass topped and glass fronted. So you get the benefit of all this light coming into the saloon when everything's shut up. Well, nice wide steps as well. So one thing I would say, you can get very steep steps on this style of boat going down into the saloon, but these are nice and wide and easy to go up and down. A bit like just your normal house steps. There's a control panel here. Again, it's very simple. All it really needs to do is turn your battery switches on. There's a battery monitoring system, and then just the holding tank waste level. We don't really need anything else on here. You can add things onto here if you add systems in, like, you know, if you want to fit a generator or something like that, or an inverter, you can put there's room for that on here. So there's plenty of scope to add things if you want to. But as you come down, we're down into the lower sort of living area, so sort of saloon area stroke galley. And this is very much a L-shaped seat. It's got quite a nice material. And then a nice big table for having breakfast round as well, or dinners if you want to be a bit cozier. Or you've got the separation if you do have children. Children can be down here while you're upstairs entertaining. So you've got 2 living areas essentially. And of course you've got the galley area. And the galley area also incorporates the television. So when you're sat over here, you get a good view of the TV. There is a microwave as well. And it's I think it's a combi as well. So it may do both. But it definitely does other things. I think it is a combi. Twin gas burner. And you've got the holders, so you can actually boil the kettle while you're going along. So this will hold them in position. Sort of a bit of a nod to Benetau's sort of yachting sort of side. There's a fridge here with freezer compartment. There's also an additional fridge, isn't there? Which we forgot to mention, which is literally just out there. You can see it. So there is a fridge outside. A quite neat design in here when it comes to a couple of drawers, the nice cupboard. So it's quite it's very easy to get at things. You don't have to climb in to grab things out of there. And then a bin, as well as hot and cold sink. This can be converted. So if you come around this side, this drops down, and you can make this into additional bed section by simply chucking that on the top. So once that drops down, that goes into a bed, put a sheet over, you've got another small sort of double bed. This stores out here. There's just stores in here. The owner stores it there. And then I think we'll pop into this cabin, but look at the light though, as you come down. So even when this is shut, this is all just window. So you get an awful lot of light coming down into here and reflected from the very large mirror that's behind as well, which you've probably seen nicking on the video. I do like this second cabin. So this is the second cabin, of course, twin. But what I do like is it's a full width of the boat. So you've got a window that side and this side. There's actually quite a big storage area either side, and another one the same, so it's kind of mirrored. You can sleep either side, although the reading lights are this end, so it is kind of set for this end, but obviously it looks a lot nicer having it this way. And there are cushions, you can actually make it a bit more cozy by adding in a section there if you wanted to make it into more of a double, if you like, as well. Across. There's additional storage there, so there's 2 storages, and I do like the double seats. Access to bilges through here, and then we pop out, and then we have the heads that are in here. There's only 1 heads on this boat, but it is a generous size. What you get in here is hopefully a light switch. Where's the light switch? Anyone? There it is, underneath the sink. So the light switch is just there. And then you get a nice tabletop sink. I like this style, it feels very modern. Opening hatch storage here. Quite deep storage actually, I can get all the way up to my elbow in there. And that side as well. Storage underneath, I'm guessing, yeah. So a bit of storage underneath, cleaning products in. And then you can go through into a shower compartment, which you can completely enclose off. There's a seat in here as well, and an overhead shower, which is fixed, and you get your own control here. So, and the drain is down there, so it's actually quite a nice, big, generous shower. It also, though, doubles, of course, as the toilet. If you haven't noticed already, the toilet is under here, but is protected from getting wet by this seat that goes over the top. Electric flush, so freshwater flush toilet into a holding tank, and the holding tank's actually behind the toilet, and you can see the compartment there. So quite a nice size. And then we go through into the main cabin. The main cabin is island bed arrangement, and again there's lots of light either side, and as I say on most of the videos, I'm 6 foot tall, and you can see from here, if I go all the way up to the top, it's quite a large double as well. I've still got plenty of room at the end of my feet. There are actually Venetian blinds that drop down, and of course you've got your lighting and your map light, your reading lights as well. There's a few shelves for storage. There's power here as well, either side. So if you want to go for charging up phones and such like, you can plug in. There's a wardrobe either side at the front. And again, just nice styling all the way through. There's Webasto heating fitted this boat, and there's vents in every room, including the heads. So we've got vents in every single room, including the heads, and out in the cockpit as well. There's a storage shelf on here, but also there's drawers all the way along for storage under the bed. So there's plenty of that. Again, access down to the bilges. But all in all, quite a generous space. And this saloon area is quite large as well. Obviously storage all the way along there. And then back up then into the cockpit area. So all in all, this GT40 actually offers quite a lot. You can sit out here in the summer with everything open. You can also sit out here in the winter, because as I said, it's even got a diesel heating vent out here, and with everything enclosed and the roof shut, it'll actually be very cozy out here in the winter as well. So this is now an all year round boat. And in the UK, you kind of need an all year round boat, because you do get some lovely days in the winter. You get some nice calm seas in the winter, nice sunny day, but it is cold, and be able to still travel around to where you need to go, say Isle of Wight to Cowes, something like that. Then you can still do it in comfort and ease. And I do like the fact that when everything's closed up, you can still walk all the way around the boat, you can still put fenders in and out and do your lines without having to take covers off. So it's a very beneficial and very sociable boat as well. So if you like this, come and see us at parker-adams.co.uk for more details. Please get in touch if you're interested to come and see it, and we can arrange a viewing on this boat. Come to see our YouTube channel, Parker Adams, and see all the other videos we've done up to now. We're up to about 300 videos now. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel when you go onto YouTube. But for now, I think I'll say goodbye and see you on the next video. One more thing I forgot to say is that this has a neat little trick up its sleeve. These side windows drop down as well. So if you want to open it right up, you can actually drop these down. So it feels even more open. How cool is that? What a nice addition. Didn't have to do that, but just a nice little styling touch as well. It's quite cool, isn't it? Right, I think that's probably it now. So I'll definitely say goodbye. Goodbye.